welcome back to Weenie Trades. In this video, I'm going to be giving a brief ETF overview, a few of my trade setups for the upcoming week, and then I'm going to be going over the Weenie Academy requests. So let's get right into the video. First up, we've got the SPY. SPY, big move up, all-time highs, 470. Seems like I say this each and every week, but this week we might get a little bit of a pullback, and if we do get a little bit of a pullback, maybe we pull back like 1.5%, maybe as high as 2%, but I am looking for a dip buy at about the 462 area. So watching the 462 area on SPY, we'll reevaluate at Weenie Trades Live if we're not pulling back, and we might just be having to check the expected move for the SPY and see where we might stretch towards the upside. So about, $4 to $5 midweek, maybe a little bit more, $6 later in the week. So that puts SPY at about 475, 476 if we're just blue sky breakout bull. So that's the overall SPY. Next up we got is the IWM. IWM all-time highs. I would love to add to my IWM position at about the 234, 235 area. Otherwise, I'm just going to ride my position, what I have, through more new all-time highs. So the IWM, super bullish, signifies a little bit of risk on. Next up we got is the Qs. Qs, a little bit overextended. Qs probably going to pull back just a little bit. If it doesn't, oh well. But I am looking for a little bit more of a pullback on the Qs, maybe back to like the 395 area. We'll reevaluate that at Weenie Trades Live. If I briefly check out Apple, AAPL, Apple kind of really didn't do anything. If we remember last week's game plan, Apple is like, oh, this is like a little bit weird. This is kind of like in the midpoint of the range. Really just kind of crept higher, but kind of held above. So what I would say is 150 is the key level on Apple. As long as we're above 150, bullish. If we're beneath 150, a little bit bearish, but even then, there's probably a dip buy on Apple at about the 145 level. So if Apple is coming into 145, I might take a position on Apple. Other than that, though, I'm not super interested in Apple. Even if we do grind higher, I wouldn't expect it to get much higher than this breakdown candle high, and that is 155. So not expecting Apple to go much higher than 155. So that's on Apple. Just briefly, I want to check out Amazon. Amazon, nice, good move higher. As long as we can hold the previous breakout area, if I just quickly clear this drawing set over here, 34.62, if we can hold that pullback, boom. Still bullish on Amazon and can see if we can get a little bit higher up into like the 3600s area. Otherwise, if we failed at 34.64, look for it to probably come down, maybe down to like just a spike of 3400 on Amazon. So Amazon, neutral / slightly bullish, but we'll see on Weenie Trades Live. Facebook a little, or I should say Meta coming on up. Meta, yeah, I'd be surprised if we get much higher than 356. We might just need to consolidate or go sideways. Meta, I want to kind of just let it consolidate and maybe we can break out later. Otherwise, I would just love for a juicy dip buy on Meta, but I might not get that. So Meta, a little bit of a topping tail on Friday that usually signals a little bit of a pullback, probably back to like the 331, 332 area, and then we'll see if we can bounce from there on Meta. And then lastly, we've got is Google. Google, if you remember last week's game plan, I was like, I am super bullish on Google. I'm expecting $3,000 a share, and that's where I'd like to take my profits. Well, I decided to size in super heavy on Google's biggest red day, like almost of the year, it seems like. But anyways, that was a stop out earlier in the week. But hey, the rest of the week, I was able to have my light swing position more than make back for that stop out that day. Now Google, as long as we're holding 3,000 is going to be that pivot. If we're above 3,000, look for trend continuation of the upside on Google. Beneath 3,000, and I'd expect Google to probably come back and consolidate a little bit more. And again, Google's fine as long as we can hold this prior pivot, 2863. That'll just be yet another higher low for it to continue the potential uptrend. Next up, I'm going to briefly touch on my trade setups for the week, and that's going to be on Hut 8 mining. I'm not telling you guys to buy or sell any of these securities. This is for educational purposes only. I'm just here to share my game plan. And my game plan is, boy, we just made a high, pull back, nice, good little cup and handle, a breakout, now new all-time highs. So now if we're coming back into the old all-time highs, if Hut can come back to 13, I would love the dip buy on Hut. So Hut, looking at 13, see how we react around that former breakout area and see if we can get our keister going on Hut 8 mining. Next up, we've got Doge USD, Dogecoin, and shout out to Rwlk, our Doge master. It's his birthday today. So in lieu of Kellerk's birthday and a potentially bullish chart pattern, I'm actually looking to enter long on Dogecoin. And I've actually entered long just a little bit already in my Coinbase Pro portfolio over here. And what I'm going to be doing on Dogecoin is I'm buying this dip right here at about 26 to 27 cents. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a stop loss just underneath this breakup candle low. And that coincides with about 22 cents. So entering at about 26 to 27 cents. Stop loss is going to be that 22 cents. So I'm risking 0.04. I'm risking 4 cents. And I'm looking for this upper purple zone over here on Doge, which could be as high as about 0.39 to 0.4 on Dogecoin. And that would just complete this wave pattern. And hopefully that can be a reasonable target. And if not, the stop loss is going to hit. So Dogecoin, if we can get this little higher highs and higher lows, hopefully this is still yet another higher low. And maybe the drop in Shiba Inu, SHIB over here, SHIB USD, maybe that can spark a little bit of trouble for Dogecoin. But even then, Shiba Inu broke down. Look at that resistance right there to the penny. Boom, rejection. So Shiba Inu probably coming back to the former breakout area. That represents 0.00036. So we'll see on that. But looking for a potential little run in Doge USD. And if not, it'll just hit the stop, just like any other trade. And shout out to Rwlk. Happy birthday to Rwlk. You're our Doge master, and you will represent for us if Elon ever comes on stream. Next up, we've got Netflix. Netflix, beastie new all-time highs, and now a little bit of a pullback. I love this hot and heavy selling because hot and heavy selling creates good rebounds usually. So if Netflix is coming into this former breakout area zone, I call it about 632 to 635. So 632 to 635. I might sell put credit spreads. And what does that look like? Well, basically, I'm going to be saying, hey, Netflix, I don't expect you to go much lower than 635 to 632 this week. And even if you do go lower, as long as you snap back up and close the week at or above that 632, 635 area, pay me my money. The worst case scenario for a put credit spread, when you're selling a bull put credit spread, is if it drops and continues to stay dropping and never recovers. So that's the worst case scenario. I do think that Netflix is probably going to catch a little bit of a safety net down here in this former breakout area. So keep an eye out on Netflix. And then lastly, I'm just quickly checking out the financials. Took that financials trade from the 38 all the way up to about the 40. Now I'm looking to see if I can reload on the financials at about the 39 level. So XLF, looking for an in-out call debit spread into the end of the year at about the $39 per share level on XLF. So now I'm going to be breaking down stocks from the community. These are from the Weenie Academy that invested in the course, and they just want their stocks broken down for the overall week. So I love breaking down stocks for the Weenie Academy. Go check it out. Go check out the course if you're interested in getting your stocks broken down by yours truly. So first up we've got is Tesla, and boy, Tesla, what a beast. All-time highs. Boy, I'm glad on the intraday time frame, I basically closed my short trades for break even, and I'm glad I did because Tesla kept on going. I'm hearing a lot of news over the weekend. Get rid of the news if you're trading the charts. At least what I've found is if you cut out the news, who cares? Just look at the price action. Tesla, a little bit overbought. If there's any little negative news catalyst and some people start selling, we could start to unwind just a little bit. And so if Tesla is unwinding, we can go to something like the hourly time frame. I'd be looking for a potential first attempt dip buy at 1175. So this little zone, 1175, but I expect that would probably not hold. It may bounce for the first time around, but I would look for a juicier dip buy on Tesla at this first alert at about 1100. Again, I was looking for a little bit underneath 1,000. I wasn't able to get that. I did sell a little bit of Tesla on Thursday and Friday, hoping I can buy the dip again. If I can't, well, I'll just buy it back at a higher price. I don't care, but I need a different type of pattern or setup. And Tesla probably likely to retest this 1100 area, and that's where I'd really be looking for the dip by 1100 down to about 1087 on Tesla. The next stock I'll be breaking down is AMD, and boy, AMD, new all-time highs, amazing breakout. If you know Weenie Trades, we've been bullish AMD for quite a while, and I even took profits on a lot of my leap spreads at about the 138.50, 139 level. If AMD just blasts sky high, oh well, I was wrong, but most likely based on me taking profits, I'm expecting AMD to probably go sideways or at least pull back. So if AMD skyrockets and keeps on going, it usually can mean it's like a little bit of a ticking time bomb for a sharper pullback. So that's just something to consider. AMD bullish long-term, but structurally, I'd like to look for a pullback, probably back to the 128 down to the 126 area. That would be a healthy retracement for a potential dip buy and continuation. Otherwise, if we just briefly check the expected move this week, expected move is about $8, and that's a very high expected move. So if AMD is ever selling off into like the 126 level, I'd love to sell put credit spreads against that level. And if AMD pushes up another like $8 to $9 higher, let's call it maybe $9 higher, and we're at 150, I might sell bear call credit spreads against that level and sell premium against AMD, potentially reining it back in to the mean. So AMD expecting sideways action or a pullback. If it is going higher, I might short it with a bear call credit spread at around 150. So that's AMD. Briefly, I just wanted to touch on Nvidia. Nvidia just went through an amazing move, and I think it was a little mini gamma squeeze. It's November, it's gamma squeeze month apparently for the overall markets, and boy, what a good squeeze. A little bit of a pullback. Same thing with Nvidia. I'm expecting probably sideways to slightly lower over the next coming weeks, just due to the size and magnitude of that move. And yes, I did sell a little bit of Nvidia at about the 310s in the long-term portfolio. Is that really a long-term portfolio? Yeah, but also I'm a bit of a trader as well. There's also a no-touch long-term portfolio that I also have, and that's through Acorns and other little brokerages. I like to keep all my eggs in separate baskets. So that is AMD and Nvidia. Next up we've got is BBBY, and boy, check out BBBY. Romulus from Grok Trade was saying, hey, small caps that are heavily shorted, probably about to go on a big squeeze due to the IWM running off. And boy, BBBY was one of them, and BBBY fat gap up, a big reversal closing right at the lows, an indecision doji day, and then a spike lower, and then a break upwards. So that spike lower probably trapped a lot of shorts, and then we had a big short squeeze on Friday. You know, that's a good chunk of change right here. You know, ripping, ascending triangle pop, bull flag pop. So what I'm expecting on BBBY is probably just a little bit more range contraction, meaning we've already had our big range expansion. Boom, big move. Now I'm expecting that BBBY probably stays within inside this range for this upcoming week, and you got to wait for that range to tighten up and see where it potentially breaks. So potential pennant probably about to form on BBBY. I'd be very surprised if we just busted through the highs, but if it were, you know, if it's holding hourly or daily above 24, that BBBY could do another squeeze. Hourly or daily beneath 20, and that could be a little bit more of a zigzag on lower. So BBBY, good for intraday day trading volatility, but only when the volume is there. So keep an eye out on volume. Watch out on Friday's high over that 24. Otherwise, look for a potential support at about 20.71. Beneath 20.71 and BBBY could be bearish. Next up, we've got PayPal, and PayPal has been getting clapped lately. Look at this. Boy, drop, just nothing but bearishness. All the candles closing near the lows. And whenever you close near the lows, usually it signals for continuation downwards. So PayPal, none of the price action should matter that much up in front of the earnings report, which is this upcoming week on November 8th. So on November 8th, we're going to report earnings, and PayPal is expected to move higher or lower by about $17.50. So PayPal, it's already sold off into its earnings report. So I would say, yeah, might be leaning just a little bit more bullish in terms of the price action. Of course, PayPal can actually absolutely get clapped, but PayPal, I would say that the premium is about fairly priced, meaning that expected move of $17.57 seems to be about right to me. So breaking it down beforehand, I think there's more value in breaking down PayPal after it's reported and see what kind of trends conform after we've reported earnings on PayPal. Next up, we've got NEO stock, and NEO stock is starting to get a little bit of legs. However, it needs to hold this former breakout area. So NEO, higher highs and higher lows, it's starting to form a nice new uptrend. And as long as NEO's holding above 41.41, I do think it can potentially continue the short-term uptrend. So that's this level. However, I still stand by that 43 level. We've been talking about 43 for quite a while, and 43 is a level that's a very frequently touched point. So 43, call it. I'm going to bold it nice and thick because that's a really important level. Above it, NEO is bullish, and this looks to be a bigger flag pattern that can break to the upside. Otherwise, if we're beneath 43, we could be hitting our heads and then zigzag on lower. China stocks aren't doing too well. Baidu's looking like a sell do. You know, if we just look at the daily time frame, Baidu's still looking like a sell do. We'll see if it can find a little bit of support or not, but not looking good. Baba looking a little bit bearish, just breaking down this little support right here at 162.60. Looking for, if it comes into 151, maybe that could be a potential bottom fish dip buy with a stop loss beneath the lows. But I do think that there might be better opportunities. It all depends on your time frame. So NEO, watching that 41.40 short term, longer term, watching that 43.50. Again, though, if we can get some volume going, a breakout on volume, that would be probably over, we need at least 100 million shares probably. If we can get a breakout on volume, we could see NEO in the upper 40s, maybe as high as 50 by the end of the year, if we can get that volume going. Next up, we got Plug, and Plug broke that ascending triangle bullish over the 35.62. I've still been waiting for that dip buy. It never really came. We just kind of ran into resistance and pulled back. So Plug, if it's coming into 35.30, maybe even as low as 36, that could be a potential little dip buy area, depending on how it goes. I do think that there might be better trade setups, but that's a trade setup if you're looking for one. Otherwise, that tail candle on the weekly looks like we could come down for an extra week or two, down to these lower support areas, maybe even as low as 30. As long as Plug can hold 30, that gives it the chance to resume a potential new uptrend. Otherwise, though, on Plug, look, got clapped on Friday. That doesn't look too constructive. Plug really needs to, form new trends to really get going. It needs to, break up, maybe flag or something, and then pop bullish. Right now, it just looks a little bit sick, like it might want to sell off. So Plug, there's better stocks. There's worse stocks. Ask me live at Weenie Trades Live. Next up, we've got AMC, and boy, AMC had an amazing week last week. Big pop off after the hold of support. So what I'm looking at on AMC is, okay, we got the breakout over 20.54. We got the squeeze. I would say that's the mother of all short squeezes, but there's bigger short squeezes, maybe. But anyways, AMC, big short squeeze. Now just kind of held up in a consolidation pattern. Lower high, higher low, lower high, double bottom. So far we put in a lower high, but we have a chance to potentially break bullish on AMC. If the apes hold up the shares, that's awesome. So what I'm looking at on AMC is a big move higher and now kind of a controlled pullback. If AMC wanted to sell off, it should have sold off a little bit more. The fact that it didn't means, hey, we could be going for another rocket ship higher into the upper 40s. So maybe 48 to 49. If AMC can get a good breakout on volume and good price confirmation continuation. So AMC, I don't expect it to go much higher. We might see 50, 55, 56 again. I don't think AMC ever gets above 60 again. But that's just because the apes just do not want to let this one go. Keeping an eye out on that lower high trend though. So high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Watch out. If AMC is beneath 40, that could be an unwind to the downside. AMC holds above 40, great. Sideways to slightly higher. If AMC gets above 43, we could get a little bit more of a squeeze that could take it a little bit more vertical. So that is AMC. Next up, we've got Rwlk, and I've never heard of this one. Rwlk Robotics. Anyways, this is a pump and dump penny stock. So it goes from $1 and then it pumps all the way up to $6. Amazing move, 440%. That's the front side of the move. We can see the flags, we can see the pops, but then after it gets so parabolic, look at how big of the drop that it has. Massive 58, 59, 60% drop. We put in a bigger bear flag and, we can just duplicate this. And that is the measured move for the drop. And that'll put it at about $0 a share. So Rwlk looks a little bit weak to me. We pump and dump, we pump, dump, zigzag into nothing. Pump, dump, zigzag into nothing. And that's what most pump and dumps tend to do. And You know, this looks like a lot of nasty whipsaws and potential little manipulation. And it looks like on Friday, it got a good gap up, 25%. But look, we're closing near the lows. So that usually means, hey, we might have just done yet another pump and dump where we zigzag off into nothing. Now, earnings can change this, and that would be at 11/11, so November 11th. Short term, you know, it needs to hold Friday's low if it wants to even think of getting a new uptrend. All that happened during Friday's price action was once the volume came in, everybody just started to sell off the stock. So that tells you what kind of track record this stock has, and it's dangerous. So I'm leaning bearish to slightly lower on RWLK. If it is to be bullish, and well, let's talk about it only if it's above maybe Friday's high, maybe above $2 a share. But even then, this is really weak. So I'm going to set an alert over $1.94, but that is likely to fade off into nothing land. Next up, we've got OVV, and OVV, hey, we've got finally a little bit of a controlled, healthy pullback. So this is bullish to me. If we could pull back just a little bit more, maybe down to 33.76, I might take a dip trade on OVV. Otherwise, if you're aggressive, you can go for the breakout over this breakdown candle high of about 38.12. So mark your alerts. If you're aggressive, 38.12, you could potentially see a good breakout. Otherwise, if we're selling off just a little bit more and you start to see a bounce, you can enter right there, put your stop loss just beneath that pivot, and see how far OVV can go on higher. So OVV, kind of bullish. Real quick, I just want to briefly break down oil/CL. Looks like we've kind of got that little move. Look at that dip right there to the penny. I would have liked it a little bit lower, but you know, oil, that could be it. That little dip, that could be it. I hope it isn't. I hope we make one more quick lower low, start to curl, and I can do the same thing with oil. And I'm not going to trade the futures, but instead maybe check out US oil. You know, you could maybe trade the oil companies, XOM, ExxonMobil. But anyways, oil looks bullish to me. Next up we got is Prog. This one's penny stock. Notice how the graph goes from the top left to the bottom right. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you're looking to short Prog, but Prog, that high right there of 409 could be it. If we can get above 409, that could be the upside break point. Otherwise, I'd expect Prog to probably sell off back to the former breakout area of about 2.50. There's a lot of muck on this chart. I'm just going to quickly clear the drawing set just so I can see. Look at all these shenanigans, but we've got a low, higher low, higher low, higher low. As long as those higher lows can hold, I guess the uptrend can continue. But right here, we've got a high, a higher high, a higher high, a higher high, and right here we have a lower high, LH. So that is a lower high indicated from Friday. Not the best sign for Prog. Again, track record is bearish. So we want to be thinking about what these stocks have done in the past. So Prog, hopefully you got those levels down. Probably coming down to 250 unless it can get above that $4 a share. So that is Prog. And then lastly, we got PFE, Pfizer, big gap up, closing near the highs. What I don't like about Pfizer is that we're coming up into resistance. So this whole area is going to be some resistance. I wouldn't expect Pfizer to go much higher than 50 this week. So not much higher than 50. If it does and can hold above 50 and consolidate, maybe it can break out through all-time highs. Great move on Pfizer just from a former breakout area. High, double top, breakout. If you missed it on the way out, you can catch it on the way back in. So Pfizer, big range. It wouldn't be surprising if we, consolidated a bit as well. So I'm just going to do some retracements, go from low to high of this move. And, a healthy pullback down to 47.36 could be a potential dip buy. You could even dip buy it down to about the 46 level, but you wouldn't want Pfizer going much lower than 46. That would mean that there's a new potential downtrend. So that is Pfizer. So that concludes today's weekly game plan. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and be sure to check out the join button on Weenie Trades Live. Lots of cool stuff coming. Maybe check out the corn maze that's coming out. You can see how Peter and I navigated through the corn maze. So lots of cool additional perks for members. Be sure to also check out M1 Finance. If you deposit $100, you get $50 and I get $50. It's a great win-win-win. And Parker says, enjoy the extra hour of sleep. Bye-bye.